So today we are in conversation with Mr. Chinmay Kadam, who has been our alumni from JSPM's Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering. He has completed his engineering in information technology and is currently working as senior consultant in SAP. So today we'll be speaking about his journey, his master's journey especially, and what challenges did he face, struggles and success that he got. Moreover, we'll try and connect with how does a student who applies especially to masters in foreign countries in overseas, how he has or she has to deal with it. So first of all, I'd like to welcome Mr. Chinmay sir.
Hi Lavish, thank you for having me.
All right. So let's come to your 11th and 12th journey, because that is somewhere, everyone has many different stories. So was it every time in your mind that I have to go to a technical side, especially since IT was your field? So was it somewhere there, or was it a different journey?
Yeah, I was actually in my 10th when I made a decision to go for engineering. So that's why I opted for diploma instead of 11th and 12th. I did my diploma in IT for 3 years, and then I got a direct second year in RSCOE. So yeah, the decision was made, for me, the decision was made pretty early, and I was very sure of what I wanted to do back then.
All right. So you were pretty much happy getting JSPM as a college. Coming to the 12th, you said you have been doing diploma. Yeah. And coming to JSPM, that means you were direct second year student, right? Yes. So as a direct second year student and offline being something that you had a privilege of getting into offline classes. So now seeing like the second year students who have joined us like in second year, it was something that, always had in our mind that who were these, how do they get admission, and like diploma is not something that everyone knows, and rather the point where you are not going to do that, you really don't know that. So were there any struggles around those years about you being a direct second year student? How was it?
I vividly remember the only struggle we had was mathematics back then, because we lost touch of maths back in second year diploma. So probably 1.5 years and 2 years we didn't study mathematics, and when we came into direct second year we had to straightforward go for M3. Which was very hard. But apart from that, all the other subjects we were pretty okay, as we had studied it before, most of them. So we were confident. It was actually helpful for us. We were able to cope up much nicer. And then I don't see that. I think in my time at least there was no major difference. We were not distinguished. So the batchmates, the teachers and everywhere were pretty fair to everyone. So it was a very happening time.
Okay. Now coming to second year, third year and fourth year, how good were you to your academics, and what was expected and what was the reality after diploma being into engineering then?
Okay, so I think engineering was slightly more harder than diploma. So diploma was a little less syllabus, less number of subjects, and it is I would say a mini form of engineering. But in engineering those subjects were pretty advanced, and the challenge was a little up. And with respect to with my academics, I used to manage getting above the line. So 40 was the requirement, so I was 45, 50. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Now coming to your own branch, which is information technology, which is kind of technical branch, computer technical branch. Yes. So how good were you with your technical skills? Like on the scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate yourself?
I was able to manage I was able to get the work done. That's what I would say. I'm not very confident on rating myself here because it's very difficult. But yeah, if there was something that needs to be done, I was able to get it done.
Okay. Okay. Now coming to placements and fourth year,
Yes.
was it always planned for you to get into master, especially from like foreign overseas, or was it that you took placements and then kind of had a job and then worked for some years and then went for the MS?
My plan was already there since long that I want to go for post-graduation. So I never had any plans of getting into industry after graduation. However, I did appear for interviews just to get that confidence and see how I go. And yeah.
Right. Now coming specifically to masters, you have done your masters in sciences from Ireland, right?
Yes.
So yeah, Ireland is not something that I have heard as a master's destination. It is a master's destination, but I personally have not heard about Ireland as a destination. So why do you think you chose Ireland over like the fancy destinations of like America, UK, or Australia, Canada?
Surely, Lavish. In fact, when I came here in 2015, it was very less heard than today. So, but while I was looking for my opportunities for my masters, I was exploring options. So during those options, there were destinations such as US, Australia, UK, Canada, and one of them was being Ireland. So the perks or the pros that I saw in Ireland was that the masters was of 1 year. The visa policy was nice. They were giving 1+1 year visa at that time, like 1 year student visa, 1 year graduate visa, where you can work full time. So the overall policy was better compared to rest of the destinations. And plus it was 1 year, so the cost of masters was significantly less compared to masters in countries where it is of 2 years. And lastly, Ireland is a European headquarters for most of the MNCs, especially for IT. So it was not highlighted back then, or it is not very well known, but it is a fact that Ireland has a lot of European headquarters for IT companies. So it was those were the factors that were responsible for making that call.
Right. But do you think Ireland gives people those opportunities like America or UK, especially Canada? Do Ireland have those opportunities? Because having MNCs and having opportunities are two different things. So what do you think on that?
Yeah, definitely. US is a larger market. We can't compare those two, but at the end, a person needs only one job, right?
Right.
And there are jobs available in the market in the pretty much same companies, and the market is nice over here. And a point that I forgot to mention is it is an English-speaking country in Europe, so that helps. You don't have to learn a new language. If you're happy, then that's fine, but that saves you the trouble of additional language and then no language barrier.
Right. Coming to the culture of Ireland, especially if you take America, America is accepting country. You take UK is a British country, so kind of it's English people country, so you kind of get racism somewhere or the other. You have that differentiation. Canada is pretty much welcoming, but what is Ireland? How is the culture there?
So Ireland is one of the most nicest country across the globe. The people are very welcoming. They are open. They accept irrespective of your background, what ethnic background you come from. There are exceptions in all countries. There would be a handful of people who would be problem creators. But if I talk about the majority, Ireland people are fantastic and they are very welcoming.
Right. You said that whatever ethnicity you carry, Ireland is welcoming. That is good. But tell me one thing, Chinmay, that to your time that, even now Ireland is not preferred as a country where someone should do masters or something like that. So around there in 2015, right? So you would have like underwent your master in 2016, somewhere like that.
15,
So
16.
yeah. So do you think that it was safe as a student to take that call of, just seeing the culture and just seeing the MNCs and opportunities and just go there when minority of people are going there for master?
Lavish, it's an interesting question. How I would like to phrase it, right? So you look at relevant terms. When making a decision, you look at relevant terms. Which course I'm going for? Is that course available? Which university I'm going from? What kind of ranking that university has? If you have someone who's already there or some seniors who can talk to you and give you a brief about it, you try to make it a best possible call depending upon the references that you have, like, okay, this take, this take, this take, this is okay, this is okay. But most importantly, after you make that decision, what are the actions you're taking to make it right? That matters. So as a destination, as a country, as a post-graduation opportunity, Ireland is pretty good, but what the person makes in effort, that is all matters after coming here or anywhere, to be honest.
Exactly. It's totally upon you. How do you take it? Okay. So coming to Ireland and for masters, what is the application process for masters? Because like for many countries, GRE is something which is general record examination and TOEFL or IELTS, which is a preliminary examination that you have to clear. And according to that, for most 2 years now, even countries like America and UK have like lowered their GRE scores so as to just, let the people come inside the universities. But for Ireland, what is the process?
Okay. I'm talking about 2015. I'm not sure if it is changed now, but
Right.
I think it is still the same. Probably the few exams they have added. The primary process they have is, first is you need to have an English language testing exam score, which is IELTS or few others, TOEFL or Duolingo. Few universities offer accept Duolingo as well. That is one thing. Second is your academics, aggregation of your engineering, and based upon which the university will decide if you need, if they can accept you or not. Apart from that, there are 3 letters that are required. 2 letter of references from, if you're in graduation, from someone from your faculty, or if you are working someone senior from your company. And I think another one was statement of purpose. Why you want to apply for masters, why you choose this course, what is your reason, a nice, a cover letter. Basically, when you're applying for a job, the way you write a cover letter, that is similar. You write an SOP for applying for your masters or post-graduation. And I think you can also attach your CV if you have a CV. That's all. No other exam is required.
All right. So that is, I think, back there in 2015, right? Maybe
Yes.
it could have changed.
Possibly some exams they might have, I think recently they added Duolingo as well. Few universities accept Duolingo, which is again an English language testing exam.
Right.
So something like that, a little bit here and there.
Okay. So coming to your course, which course did you apply? I mean, what were the electives to your master?
I did my master's in cloud computing, and it had 2 major subjects related to cloud technologies and cloud basics. So in first it were basics, and then in the second semester it went to advanced, and then there were other relative subjects, such as, I think I remember, data structures was there, visualization. I can't remember the subject, but you have to, people who do visual effects and in a meaningful way process information, make them into standard or videos that makes you see the information, something like that. Statistics was there, yeah, but major was cloud.
Okay. So these were the subjects, and how, I mean, what are the subjects did you find, a kind of tough clearing?
Uh, well, most of them were tough, and the assignments were tough actually, rather than the examinations. During the semester, there are assignments that are given to you that you need to complete as part of the course, and then in aggregation with your final written exam, an aggregate score will be calculated. So the toughest part was the assignments were hard, and then you might have 4 or 5 subjects in a semester, and 4 or 5 assignments would overlap with each other. So today's submission of one assignment, tomorrow there is another submission, and day after tomorrow there is another submission, or you might end up having a submission in 2 submission on the same day. So the assignment part was little challenging.
Okay, assignment part. It's pretty much, assignment part is always a little challenging. Okay, so what do you think? You've been doing engineering from like India, from your own country, and like masters, which is also technical. That was a continuation to your own graduation part. Uh, is there a different style of teaching? Is there a different way of how the education is being conceived? Or, for example, the labs or the assignments or the examinations? How is it? How different is it?
Yeah, the one significant difference I saw that in India, not a lot of students have chose engineering because they actually want to become an engineer, but because of some influence. Whereas here, majority of the people would actually choose engineering because they want to become an engineer. With respect to the teaching style, in India, especially RSCOE, you might have experienced the culture. Teacher try to push you and be on top of you, try to handheld you and make sure that you attend the classes. You're there sitting for the attendance is compulsory, and if you are not, like 75% attendance is not there, then you might go through another round of
Right. The
assignments or
continuous classes.
something, practical classes to make it up. Whereas here, that there's no strictness. If you want to come. You can walk out of a class in the middle of the classroom, from in the middle of the lecture, and the teacher won't bother at all. So it's more of a personal choice to be in the be in the classroom, sorry, and learn from it. So teacher won't come after you to get education. You will have to go after the teacher and ask for lessons and be there. It's your own responsibility.
Okay. So coming to this one question that many people have, me researching on MS part, I also have this one question, is that many people tell you ki have the experience of like 2-3 years of corporate sector. You learn like time management, this and thing, working into
Yes.
team, this and that. So do you think it is okay even if you like don't have any corporate experience? What is your take on that? Because you had no corporate experience, so you're still sitting as a senior consultant there.
Yes. So your question is, should we go for masters directly or take some experience and then go?
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's a very nice question and very frequently asked by a lot of people. So I would like to frame it in such a way that would there be a right answer? Precise answer. Is it an answer where what is the square root of 4? No. It's all about what efforts you take after you make that decision to make it right. And to give a concise answer on that, I'll say is, if you are absolutely sure in your mind what you want to do, go for it. You don't have to wait for anything. But if you're not sure, you're confused in which area to be specialized in, what kind of masters you want to do, then it is a good sensible decision to take some corporate experience, learn things, understand what are the processes, what exactly areas are you comfortable in, what are your interests, what are not, and then make a decision. Provided experience always count, and it is always helpful. But If you're sure, go for it.
And that is, you did like 1 year of masters. That is how the fashion is there in Ireland. As far as my research concerns, America, UK, so if you do like masters there, you don't have like a placement kind of thing, like we have in India, like the companies would come inside the campus and you get like on campus wala thing. So is the same system there in Ireland, that you have like placements inside the campus, or then you have to like work for the placements? How is it?
Okay, so it is up to the university and the course that you are in. Few courses, especially the undergrads here as well, have campus placement options, but the post-graduation courses might not have a campus placement option. However, few courses do offer internship options. Instead of thesis or doing a project in your master's, you can opt for an internship. And a lot of people who have opted for internship have continued with the same job after their graduation. But it's not available in all the university, and most of the people would apply to the company's career portal directly, and that's how you go for interviews when selected, when shortlisted, and apply.
Okay. And how easy or how difficult it is to get shortlisted or to like apply to those companies?
I'm not sure how easy or difficult it is, but it's like a process where if you need to do it, you need to do it, right? You apply and make sure that your CV is aligned as much as aligned with the job, or rather find a job which is more aligned with your CV and then apply. Then getting shortlisted becomes more easy. And
Right.
yeah.
Right. So now talking about your work at SAP. So you are the senior consultant at SAP. So what is the work, and how much do you think the academics has given you to the work?
So academic gave me a foundation, the basics that are required for you to go into the industry. Being the fact that when I was in I did 7 years of technical education, diploma, undergrads, and then my master's. But I never studied SAP. SAP is a technology in itself. So I never studied SAP in my whole academics. But it is a nice foundation on which you built on. And once you are in the company, that helps to understand and learn from it.
Right. So as far as your work is concerned, what is your work as a senior consultant?
So SAP is an enterprise resource planning software company primarily. So it is a software that most of the companies use to run their business. So for example, if you have a phone, you either have an Android or Apple most of the time. So as Apple is for phone, it is SAP for businesses, or iOS is iOS for a phone, then that is SAP for businesses. Most of the world runs on SAP, and my part in it is like I recently changed my career. I was part of the database team, so I was a database consultant, and my job used to be it's a system related job. So there are systems in landscape. So right from blueprinting, where you are designing or trying to create a system for certain business, right from blueprinting to its testing, development, final getting it live, and then post live. So anywhere in between this life cycle, I could be an expert of a small component, which is the database. So and there would be team of other people who are working in different components. So we collaborate and we work for different timelines on different systems to make sure the process is been helped. So it's like a expert on a certain subject, which helps.
Right, right. And as far as you being now into that corporate sector, what do you think, which are the fields which are emerging and down the, because I know this one thing that down the lane, like after 10 years, the jobs that are on boom now would be lost. They would be nowhere, vanish somewhere. So what do you think are the fields which are emerging, or, down the lane after 10 years, they would have like, if you do career in that, you would have a successful career in that?
I could only tell you about one thing because I'm closely aligned with that kind of work. Is people are moving, like businesses and systems are moving from on-premises to cloud work quite significantly. So cloud is definitely actually not a way to forward. It's actually ongoing at the minute. So it's in process. So cloud definitely.
Right, right. So to the people who would be listening you, and like I'm into third year, so many of my classmates, would be planning for like GRE and IELTS and TOEFL or to whatever exams the country would want. So what are certain things other than academics you think are important as a student who is not from that country or who is not, native to English as a language? So what do you think are some of the tips or tricks to survive and sustain eventually? Because that is the goal, right? If you have like invested over like 20 lakhs in something like that, so you need to be successful into that, today or tomorrow. So what are those things that you want to share with the audience?
I'm pretty sure people do a lot of homework nowadays, and then the kind of resources are available at hand. People explore and try to overcome their obstacles. So if someone is struggling with communication, they will try to use series as an option or courses online to improve their communication, vocabulary and English. But primarily one thing I saw people struggle a lot was cooking. So if you're going out of your country, please make sure that you have some basic cooking skills. Rest you will learn. But if you're not able to cook your food, you might struggle a lot.
Okay, cooking is one thing that you say. And how much does communication as a part? Because English is their language and many other countries accept English as a language, leaving like Germany or some certain countries where their language is accepted. So what do you think? How good should be you as a communicator to, survive?
If you are able to get your message across, you're fine as person living in countries, because this is part of Europe and there are people from Spain, Germany, Netherlands, and a lot of people, they don't know English either. So it's perfectly fine that you are not very confident, as long as if you're coming for your academics, whatever your required band is, right? The examination qualification is mandatory, because otherwise you won't get admission into the university. And if you are able to clear that, your English is good enough to survive.
Right, right, right. And coming to the very last part, that is, our audience would be sitting for one message. What would Chinmay tell us? As an alumni, as a senior, junior, wala thing. So what is that one message that you want to tell the audience? It could be emotional, it could be the challenges that you have faced and how did you come out. It could be the academics part, it could be the family balance part, it could be anything. But what is that one thing you want to tell or share with the audience?
Okay, to everyone at RSCOE, my warm regards. Firstly, thank you for this opportunity. Especially for the upcoming engineers, people who are in their graduation. Undergraduation is a very happening time for a student. So please make sure that you make a lot of memories so that you can cherish it for your entire life. Enjoy the process. That's what I would definitely recommend. And lastly, I would say is that I'm very confident that you all are going to be very good engineers. But it's fine to be a 7 or an 8 as an engineer, but please try to make sure you're 10 on 10 as a human. Thank you.
That's pretty good. That's short, sweet, and concise, and yet very good. All right. So thank you, Chinmay, for connecting with us. I, as a host at the digital team of SP&IR and the representative from the SP&IR whole team of SP&IR, would like to thank you for giving out your time. Just adjusting with the time schedules for us, for you, and talking and sharing whatever you had, from whole heart. And the best part is that this is